Man, I feel like I'm ripping off Dying in Your Arms from Trivium's album Ascendancy. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Riff Refinery. And today we've got a 7-string that we've taken out. I'm actually kind of stoked on today's riff because it's not pop punk, it's also not metalcore, it's kind of like right in between. There's a little bit of technicality to it, but honestly it reminds me more of like old school Bullet for My Valentine, but on a 7-string in G sharp. And it's kind of a fun riff, and I just wrote the first little bit of it just now when I was tuning the guitar. I actually had an entirely different riff planned for this video. And that's kind of the beauty of guitar sometimes, you know, things just happen and riffs just come out of nowhere, and that's why I love playing guitar. So today the amp sim that we're using is the new Bogren Digital S093. This one is modeled after the signature amp from Illumina from Dimmu Borgir. And I have a full review of this video coming out later this week actually, so make sure to check that out for me. But today we're just going to use it because I hadn't plugged a 7-string into it until recently, and I'm actually kind of stoked on what it sounds like. So here's the tone that we're working with today. So you can hear it's a pretty dirty, pretty hairy tone that we've got going on right now, and I love it. I'm here for it, and so I'm really stoked to get writing with this. So let's go ahead and close that out real quick. Now, we've got some scratch take that I did just so I didn't forget everything, so let's go ahead and duplicate this track a few times, and that way we're able to write with it. All right, I haven't even figured out the tempo for this yet, so let's go ahead and play and see what we've got. I'm gonna record it, but don't mind the click at first because that's not the actual tempo of it. This is just what I have the session set to. So that's literally it. It's just a little bit of the riff that I had written for this. So let's go ahead and hear that with a click and we'll figure out what that might be kind of close to the 200 BPM. Honestly, let's find out. Let's drag it onto grid and let's see what that sounds like at the 200. Okay, that makes sense. It's basically at 200 BPM. So that makes total sense because of what I was playing at before for the previous riff. So let's go ahead and play along with that to a click now and see what we've got. Yeah, so we're at 200 BPM there. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and get started recording this because I don't know which route I want to go with this. It's a very old school metalcore sound to it, obviously. It definitely has that early Bullet for My Valentine sound, which a lot of bands had back then, but I do always attribute that sound to them. And as I said before, I have the GOC Illumina tuned down to G sharp, and so it's G, D, G, C, F, A, D. So it's basically D sharp standard on a 6-string and then drop G sharp on a 7-string. And it's one of my favorite tunings to play in. I've been learning some songs from Polaris, so this is a really close tuning to what they play, and they actually play in G, C, G, C, F, A, D sharp. And so that's why I'm playing in it today, and this riff ended up sounding sick in it. So let's go ahead and get a scratch take of this so we can start writing some drums to it as well. If we can play. All right, so I think I wrote this in a weird timing there. I'm not great with timing, to be honest with y'all, and it's definitely sounding a little bit weird. So I see what I need to do now. This is not in a normal 4/4, so we're in a little bit different of a timing here, and we're gonna do 3 bars of 4 instead. All right, let's see how that sounds double tracked now. All right, both of those are horrible timing wise, so let's go ahead and delete all of that, and let's go ahead and retract that. Okay, so we've got one. Let's do the next. All right, so now what I want to come next to that is something to break up that rhythm. So the rhythm currently is something like... I want to do the same riff, but I want to harmonize it on the second one in true 2000s metalcore fashion. But I want to break up that rhythm, so... because then that can do that on the drums as well. So I think what I want to do to make sure I get the rhythm down is let's go ahead and write the drums first, and then we'll get the rhythm going for that. So we'll go and open up Contact, And then I have the perfect drum set for this because it fits those older vibes. Go ahead and find Trivium Drums. I hate Contact, man. It's such a pain in the neck. It just always has to open up with their stupid ads and everything like that. Like, come on, man. All right, so let's go ahead and change the view again because it keeps changing it on me. So, all right, so we've got Trivium Drums here. And Trivium Drums are also by Bogren Digital. Little disclaimer here is, even though this is not a sponsored video, I am an affiliate of Bogren Digital, and so there are links down in the description below if you were to purchase any of these plugins. I do get a portion of that as a commission from using my link. So you don't have to use the link if you don't want to. You can just go to bogrendigital.com, but if you do use the link, it does help me out a lot. Okay, let's see what we want to do for these drums. I don't know about y'all, but I always love to have the drum track above everything. That's just an OCD thing of mine. I don't know if anybody else has that but me, but that's where we are with it. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and bring that up. We're not going to do 127 as a velocity, not yet, but... Where do I want that other kick to go? There we go, that's fitting. And honestly, that can then repeat, so let's copy that and see where that fits at. Right here, maybe? Maybe a little bit closer. A little bit too far. Okay, let's get some cymbals in there and see how that sounds, because that's about halfway through the riff. And we'll need a da-da-da-da-da-da. Need a little fill there. That's just not sounding right to me. Alright, so that little fill works there. Let's get some cymbals in here. This one feels like a verse, so we can try it with the hi-hats, and we'll see how that sounds first. But this might call for crashes, though, to be honest with you. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I like the hi-hats there. Okay, now let's do that with... I think that works for me. Let's go ahead and... Oh wait, we can't do that. Grab those and go. You know what, let's change that drum fill a little bit. And again, as usual, I'm not humanizing this, and so please don't come at me for that. Humanize it another time. Oh, I don't know if this fits. This timing is just weird for me. That just sounds obnoxious. Oh man, why is this tripping me up so bad? So let's get rid of all of this. I think I gotta get rid of the fill. It's just not working in my brain, so let's do this again. Okay. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, it's good, but it's too spaced out, so let's go ahead and do... You know what, let's listen to this without the guitars. Maybe it's because my guitars aren't played well enough. Yeah, so I see what's going on. I was programming the drums to the guitars, and it just wasn't working, so now we're going to fix that. So that's what it was. It was just me being unable to play guitar properly again, to a click. All right, now we've got the cymbals to contend with, so. Okay, the cymbals do work. Cool. We'll figure out a fill later because I just want to get this in here. And now we're going to retract the guitars because the guitars sound like crap in that. Sometimes we just got to isolate what's going wrong so that way you can figure it out. All right, let's record to the drums this time. We'll leave the click in there as well because I need to be able to hear that. Okay, let's do it. Cool. See, that works better. Let's go ahead and do the right guitar now. Okay, we got it. So let's go ahead and change things up now. Let's go ahead and change the drums themselves. So we'll open up the second. I love just copying and pasting like that. So now we're going to change the rhythm of the drum slightly. So we're going to do da 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 da. I think that will sound good. Let's go ahead and do that for the drum. So da 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 da. You know what? Let's just play it. I think that works actually. So let's do that for both of the pieces of the drum. So da na 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 da 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 da, and then it goes back into it again here. And I want to change the cymbals around this time, so we'll do it half time on the cymbals for the first one. Oops, that's not quite half time. Let's do those back. So let's do, and then we'll get rid of these ones. That works. Let's go ahead and record guitar to that now. Still no fills there, but that's because I don't like how the fills are sounding in my head. So let's record that though. Messing up left and right here, Ryan. Man, this is messing me up. I don't know why that simple little rhythm change has messed me up in the head so bad. Is that what we want to do? Nah, let's go ahead and... That'll work. Almost had that one there, and then I got that little ring at the end. Today is not my day, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get this though. We're gonna get it. Okay, that's a good enough take. That's what we're calling that one. It's a good enough take. Now let's get the harmony down. So, is what we've been playing. I'm trying to harmonize a major third up. I'm not good at harmonies or figuring them out, so please bear with me here. All right, after much trial and error, I think I figured out the harmony. So let's figure this out. Kind of. I don't know if I like the end of that though. All right, we're gonna just keep at that. There's something there. There's something that sounds good that I like. We got to figure that out. Maybe we change it. Let me just drag these off over here so that way we don't get lost. And let's go ahead and retract. I think that's kind of where I'm going. That was a really sloppy take, but let's go ahead and listen to that in context with the normal one. Okay, let's try it. Something missing there. I think that works. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to this from the top of that so I can try and get some more ideas for the next part. Okay, so I feel like it needs to slow down. That was a lot of like high energy there now. So the next section, so we end on a... Let's do that. Let's do some good old palm muting. We'll need a good fill to go in between there, and as we've seen, I'm basically incapable of writing a good fill right now. But let's go ahead and figure out a palm muting section. That's actually reminding me of old Trivium, so off the Ascendancy era. Let's go ahead and record that to a click. That's kind of fast. Maybe we should slow it down. 200 is... I can play it, but it's like... I don't know. Let's write some drums to it and see what we think. Let's see what we've got. Okay, just some good old two-step beat here. I love it. This is literally one of my favorite beats, and not just because it's so easy to write, but it just sounds good at all times. Alright, this one's coming along a little bit easier this time. Alright, let's see how that sounds. And then we're going to go straight into some double bass here. You already know. You already know. Let's go ahead and do it. We'll just copy and paste it. Just be obnoxious with it. It's all you can do. Let's do this on the ride cymbal too. Man, the ride bell on this kit is great. It rings out so much. That's obnoxious. Let's do it. Okay, let's see if all of those sound good there, or... I think it's a little bit lighter there. Okay, so now we're going to need to redo the guitars here, because that's kind of too much for the guitar. So let's go ahead and move it, and let's listen to just the drums real quick. I think that we need a little bit more snare in there, so let's just be really obnoxious with this one. We're going all the way, we're fully sending it. You all already know what this beat is, everybody's heard it. Let's go ahead and fully send it. Let's go ahead and play the guitar with this one. Let's see how that works. Alright, that was rhythm 1, and yes, I know it's obnoxious and I'm here for it. We're gonna go with it. Okay, let's go ahead and hear that in context with the rest of the song now. So let's select all of these and move them over. And let's listen from the top and see what we've got. This transition's not gonna really work that well, but we'll work with it. So I think that it works, but I think that I want to do some... Man, I feel like I'm ripping off Dying in Your Arms from Trivium's album Ascendancy, because the chord progression is very, very similar, and maybe it just feels different because I'm playing it up higher, even though I'm on a 7-string down in G sharp. And so that's probably why I definitely feel like I'm ripping off Dying in Your Arms, though. So... But I feel like this needs a lead now. Let's listen to that again. Alright, I think I have something for a lead there. Let's turn the guitars down a little bit more, so that way we can hear the guitar over it. And let's see what we've got here. Alright, so with some work, that lead will work. I need to figure that out and, you know, get better at writing that. Might even hit up a friend to write the solo to that, because I think that's fitting for a solo. I mean, that riff and the way that the guitar works and the way the drums work right there, very reminiscent of an old school Trivium, Bullet for My Valentine kind of song. So I need to get in that mindset, but we've already been here for long enough today. So you know what I think works right now? Let's go ahead and move all of this over, and we're going to continue this out for one more measure. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go with just straight drums here. Let's see how this sounds now. Okay, so we've got the drums there for that part. Let's go ahead and just copy the guitars over and see if they fit now. And we'll unmute that lead track. I think that works. Okay. My leads suck here. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the song as a whole, though. Thank you all for coming along for yet another Sunday Riff Refinery. I'm really having fun doing these, and they're giving me a reason to write something every week, no matter what. And I'm not writing these in advance. This is literally happening in the middle of the week, and then I'm editing and posting this on Sundays. And so this isn't like I'm banking a bunch of these or anything like that. And that's great for me personally because it's helping my development to write and everything. I'm glad I got on a 7-string this week because it's been too long since I wrote something on a 7. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this. I didn't record bass today, y'all already know that. This one will be turning into a full song though because I am a sucker for 2000s metalcore and that's exactly what this is. So let's take a final listen. And that was it. Like I said, thank you all for watching today. I really appreciate it. And I'm really stoked on the progress that I'm making with my songwriting because of this series. And I can't wait to do more every single week. So if you all have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that, leave them down in the comments below. And if you like this kind of stuff, please like it and please subscribe because we're going to be doing this every single week. And yeah, that's it for now. Peace and love, and I'll see you on the next one.